Ireland's green fields stretch limitlessly, showcasing agricultural abundance under the vast sky. Stone cottages nestle like gems across the vibrant hillsides, adding charm to the lush landscape. The Irish countryside thrives, a testament to nature's bounty in 1845. Alive with color and promise, the scene reflects apparent prosperity and tranquility. A quaint stone cottage stands guard over a small, muddy potato field. Weathered hands work the soil, nurturing the promising lumper potatoes. Each potato is a testament to nature's bounty, a symbol of sustenance. The farmer's sturdy frame embodies resilience, a guardian of the land. 1 acre promises a year's worth of nourishment, a lifeline for a family. The rustic cottage glows warmly, a haven against the night. Around a weathered table, a family of 6 gathers. Steam rises from plates of boiled potatoes. Simple fare. Clay mugs filled with milk complete their humble supper. The firelight dances, casting long shadows on the walls. In this simple meal, sustenance and family intertwine. Under a bright sun, a cargo ship prepares to depart, its massive hull gleaming, unaware of the silent stowaways, unseen by human eyes. Microscopic spores of Phytophthora infestans cling to the ship's exterior. These invisible spores begin their silent voyage, an impending threat unknowingly bound for Ireland. The sun shines, oblivious to the disaster silently sailing across the ocean. Under a heavy summer sun, an unsettling warmth blankets the lush Irish fields, hinting at unseen danger. Farmers trudge wearily through the potato fields, their faces etched with worry as they seek answers. Calloused hands search through green leaves, revealing ominous black spots, the Blight's cruel kiss. Fear flickers in their eyes, a silent acknowledgement of the disaster creeping across the land. A farmer wakes to horror. His vibrant potato field, now a stinking, desolate black swamp under the unforgiving sun. Once lush green stalks now rot, the Blight's rapid devastation, leaving nothing but ruin in its wake. The air hangs heavy with the stench of decay, a grim testament to nature's sudden, merciless turn. He surveys the destruction, the scale of the disaster sinking in with each agonizing breath. A silent scream trapped in his throat, the farmer faces a future as barren as the blighted field. Inside British Parliament, a somber atmosphere hangs heavy as the Prime Minister prepares to address the chamber. Sir Robert Peel stands tall, his face etched with concern, a leader burdened by the weight of impending disaster. His grave expression reflects the looming crisis in Ireland, a stark warning painted on his face. He acknowledges the catastrophic potential for starvation, the words hanging in the air like a death knell. The chamber is hushed, every member of Parliament fixated on Peel, awaiting his grim pronouncements. A sense of foreboding fills the room as Britain braces itself for the unfolding tragedy across the Irish Sea. Heavy curtains cast long shadows in Peel's office, dim light illuminating only his mahogany desk. Peel sits immersed in documents, his face half lit by a desk lamp, a study in concentration. With a decisive stroke, Peel signs a purchase order, his expression unreadable in the dim light. A secretive glint sparks in Peel's eyes as he finishes the signature, hiding his intentions. Peel secretly authorizes the purchase, narration reveals, deepening the intrigue. Bypassing his cabinet, narration continues. To avoid opposition, hinting at political machinations, sails on the horizon signal hope as ships laden with Indian corn approach the Irish port, promising life to the starving. The air vibrates with anticipation as the first shipments arrive. Relief washes over the famine-stricken land, a visual of people walking towards the port. The port, a scene of bustling activity, the ships stand tall. Sunlight floods the British Parliament, illuminating the tense faces of assembled members. Peel, stern and resolute, stands at the dispatch box, facing the storm of disapproval. "You are undermining the corn laws, Peel," shouts an opposition MP, his face contorted. Another MP rises, voice dripping with scorn, protecting Irish interests, while wealthy English landlords suffer. The air crackles with animosity and political strife. Under a heavy gray sky, the Irish countryside lies bleak, its fields barren and unforgiving in the grip of winter and famine. Gaunt figures in ragged clothes collapse by the roadside, their hollow eyes reflecting the despair of starvation. Disease spreads like wildfire, claiming the weak, as the promise of Indian corn proves tragically inadequate. The air is thick with despair, a palpable testament to the failure of Peel's grand plan amidst widespread suffering. The workhouse overflows. Desperate families seek shelter, their faces marked by exhaustion and profound despair. The air hangs heavy with the stench of sweat and sickness. Each breath is a reminder of the disease within the walls. Weak sunlight barely penetrates the grimy windows, revealing rows of gaunt, suffering faces. Coughing echoes through the hall, the constant sound a stark reminder of the pervasive illness. Thin blankets offer minimal comfort on the unforgiving wooden floors, a tableau of Irish suffering. Across the Irish countryside, mass graves dominate the horizon, a somber testament to the famine's devastation. Freshly dug burial pits scar the landscape, each a stark reminder of the immense loss of life. The sheer number of graves speaks volumes of the tragedy, a silent scream against the heavens. An unending field of sorrow stretches out, reflecting a nation's grief and despair. At the Irish port, faces etched with hope and despair as millions flee their homes. A mass exodus as ships fill with desperate souls bound for America. Crowded decks heave with the weight of dreams and the sting of forced displacement. Tears mingle with the sea spray as the shores of Ireland fade into the horizon. A poignant moment, the start of a journey fueled by loss and a fragile hope. A symphony of city sounds. Gulls cry, vendors shout, carriages rumble, setting the stage for a new beginning. Irish immigrants flood from a ship, their faces telling tales of exhaustion and dreams. Meager belongings in hand, they step onto American soil, eyes wide with hope and trepidation. A young woman clutches a worn shawl, her gaze drawn to the towering buildings in the distance. The Irish diaspora begins, poised to weave its indelible mark on American society. Their arrival promises a vibrant thread in the rich tapestry of a nation's evolving story. An Irish countryside. Years later, a desolate expanse scarred deeply by famine's cruel hand. Barren fields stretch to the horizon, a testament to enduring loss and suffering. The wind whispers tales of sorrow through the skeletal remains of abandoned homes. A landscape marked by tragedy, mirroring the unwavering hatred for British rule. The very earth seems to weep, bearing witness to a nation's enduring pain and resilience.
A panoramic view reveals the Irish countryside, its beauty now scarred by blackened, decaying fields. The heavy air hangs thick with the unmistakable, gut-wrenching stench of rotting potatoes. A lone farmer stands amidst the desolation, his silhouette stark against the ruined landscape. His weathered hands clench into fists as he surveys the devastation. A silent scream. Despair etches deep lines into the farmer's face, each wrinkle telling a story of loss and hardship. His eyes, once full of hope, now reflect only the grim reality of a land consumed by blight. Inside the dim cottage, shadows cling to the corners as a family huddles, hunger etched on their gaunt faces. The air is thick with quiet desperation, a silent plea hanging heavy in the stillness. The mother's face, a canvas of worry, reflects the weight of their plight. She offers her children a meager portion of nettles, a desperate attempt to quell their gnawing hunger. Each movement is slow, deliberate, as if conserving every last ounce of their dwindling energy. Eyes, too big for their faces, stare back at her, a silent question in their depths. Sunlight floods Westminster as Charles Trevelyan, stern and precise, faces the committee. His tailored suit is impeccable, his expression unyielding in the face of scrutiny. Trevelyan's cold voice fills the grand hall. The Irish famine is a divine remedy. A hush falls over the room as his shocking words echo, unchallenged and stark. "My laissez-faire policies are justified," he declares, his conviction unwavering and absolute. Under the relentless sun, men, withered by famine, swing hammers with the last of their strength. Each strike echoes their desperation, building a road to nowhere under the pitiless sky. The air shimmers with heat, magnifying their torment as they struggle for survival. Weakness overcomes one, and he collapses onto the unforgiving, rocky ground. His mouth, stained green, tells a story of starvation, a desperate act to survive. The endless road mocks their efforts, a symbol of futility in the face of famine. A desolate food depot, sunlight weakly illuminating empty shelves. A starving woman, gaunt, pleads, her eyes desperate. "Please, I'm begging you. My children haven't eaten in days," she says. The clerk replies sternly, "I'm sorry, madam. The depot is closed." Under the watchful eyes of British soldiers, ships are loaded with grain and cattle. Starving Irish people watch with resentment and despair, their hunger a silent scream. The bustling port contrasts sharply with the gaunt faces of the onlookers. Each crate loaded onto the ships is a symbol of loss and a bitter reminder of their plight. In his grand office, Trevelyan pores over ledgers, oblivious to the suffering beyond the walls. He meticulously reviews the Empire's balance sheet, his brow furrowed in concentration. Reports of mass starvation are dismissed with a wave of his hand. Deemed insignificant, his focus remains solely on maintaining the Empire's financial equilibrium. A cold, calculating gaze reveals a man detached from the human cost of his decisions. Outside their home, a family watches as the ruthless landlord's men toss their belongings onto the road. Furniture splinters and dishes shatter, the sounds of destruction echoing in the air. Clothes scatter across the dusty ground, a colorful display of forced dispossession. The family's meager possessions are reduced to rubble, painting a picture of utter despair. Destitute, their faces are etched with hopelessness, the weight of their situation crushing them. The ruthless landlord surveys the scene, a cold satisfaction in his eyes as the family's world crumbles. A disease-ridden workhouse hums with the moans of the suffering, a symphony of despair echoing through the night. Straw pallets become beds of sorrow as the sick and dying find their final rest in the crowded hall. Amidst the gloom, a priest moves with solemn grace, administering last rites to those on the brink. His murmured prayers offer a fragile hope against the overwhelming tide of sickness and death. A bleak Irish landscape stretches, a canvas of white under a winter sky. The snow a shroud over the fields. Unburied bodies dot the landscape, stark reminders of famine and despair under the watchful gaze of winter. The biting cold is a palpable entity, seeping into the bones of the earth and the souls that remain. A silent testament to suffering, the snow whispers tales of loss across the desolate land. The unforgiving winter tightens its grip, a stark painting of survival against impossible odds. Starving people shuffle, their faces etched with despair, eyes fixed on the soup. Each clutches a battered bowl, a symbol of their desperate hope for sustenance. The air hangs heavy with the sense of stale bread and simmering vegetables. A steaming cauldron offers a promise of warmth and a moment's relief. The soup is watery, meager, yet it is a lifeline in their harsh reality. In the dim light, each spoonful is a battle against the gnawing hunger. A weathered coffin ship creaks, readying for a voyage to America under the vast Irish sky. Desperate families gather, their faces a canvas of hope and trepidation for the unknown. Clutching meager belongings, they step onto the deck, each footfall heavy with uncertainty. The air is thick with the scent of salt, a constant reminder of the sorrowful journey ahead. A palpable weight of despair hangs as they leave their homeland behind, seeking new lives. The coffin ship, despair festers in the cramped, stench-filled quarters, a breeding ground for sickness and death. Disease runs rampant, bodies tossed into the ocean, a grim reminder of shattered dreams and desperation. Each breath is a struggle, the air thick with the stench of sweat, sickness, and unwashed bodies. The ship becomes a floating tomb, each passing day claiming more souls in its cruel embrace. A vast, empty ocean stretches to the horizon, under a boundless sky. The Coffin Ship sails onward, a silhouette of hope against the sea's immensity. It cuts through the waves, carrying dreams of a generation of Irish people. The lonely ship sails towards the distant line where the water meets the sky. Trevelyan sits at his mahogany desk, sunlight illuminating the dust motes dancing in the air. He reviews documents, the weight of his decisions etched on his face. A faint smile plays on his lips as he reads the report. Excellent. The numbers continue to decline. My policies are proving effective, Trevelyan says. Years later, the scarred Irish countryside shows resilience, with green patches reclaiming the barren earth. A lone figure walks through the fields, their footsteps heavy with unspoken memories of the famine. The air is thick with the palpable sense of past horrors, a haunting reminder of injustice. Each step echoes the suffering endured, a testament to the resilience amidst despair. The landscape whispers tales of loss and survival, where life stubbornly pushes through the scars. A biting wind sweeps across the Irish countryside, its desolate fields cloaked in a heavy frost. Gaunt figures wander aimlessly, their eyes hollow with hunger as they search barren lands for sustenance. Skeletal remains of livestock lie scattered across the frozen ground, stark reminders of famine's grip. The air hangs thick with the cloying stench of decay, a constant, grim companion to the living. The sun, a pale disk, offers no warmth, casting long, mournful shadows across the ravaged land. Hope seems a distant memory in this winter landscape, where survival is a daily, desperate battle. In the crowded cottage, a meager fire casts long shadows on the faces of a family consumed by hunger and despair. A mother's weary embrace offers little comfort as her child's cries fill the small, stifling space. The fire crackles, a grim counterpoint to the hollow sound of coughing that echoes through the room. Their eyes reflect the flickering flames, each face a portrait of silent suffering and fading hope. In the dim light, the family huddles closer, seeking warmth and solace against the cold grip of their plight. A bustling harbor, alive with desperate hope. Irish families crowd the docks, their faces lined with worry. Overcrowded ships loom, the infamous Coffin Ships, ill-prepared for their human cargo. The air vibrates with farewell cries, a mournful symphony of goodbyes echoing across the water. Aged timber groans under the weight of bodies and dreams, a precarious balance on the brink. Each face tells a story of hardship, resilience, and the heartbreaking choice to leave home. Hope and desperation intertwine as the ships prepare to sail, carrying lives into the unknown. Cramped and dark, the ships hold reeks of sweat and sickness, a coffin for the living. Hundreds are packed tight, their faces pale in the dim, flickering lantern light. The air hangs heavy, a suffocating blanket of despair and disease, a desperate tableau of humanity, clinging to life in the bowels of the ship. Wan light barely illuminates the crowded hold, shadows dancing across faces etched with despair. A gaunt woman cradles her dead child, her mournful keening lost in the ship's groan. The air hangs thick with sickness, a palpable stench clinging to hope's edges. A priest, weary, offers comfort, his touch hesitant amidst the agonizing wails. Groaning timbers and desperate cries drown whispered prayers in this floating coffin. A fierce storm rages, monstrous waves battering the Coffin Ship. The vessel groans under the relentless assault. The deck is awash as icy water crashes over the sides, a relentless torrent threatening to consume all. Hatches are sealed tight, imprisoning terrified passengers in the ship's dark, watery belly. Sounds of rising panic echo from the depths of the hold, a symphony of despair and rising fear. Each wave is a crushing blow, the ship teetering on the brink, threatening to drag all to a watery grave. The storm's fury intensifies. The ship becomes a plaything in the ocean's merciless grip. Disease spreads like wildfire through the Coffin Ship's hold. The cramped quarters become tombs, filled with the silent agony of the dying. Bodies decompose in bunks, a grim testament to despair. An unbearable stench permeates the air, a constant reminder of death. Exhausted survivors collapse onto the quarantine island's shore, their bodies bearing the marks of a harrowing voyage. Stern-faced officials stand guard, their unyielding gaze sweeping over the weary arrivals with cold assessment. Each survivor faces intense scrutiny, their fate hanging in the balance as they await inspection. Hope turns to despair as many are deemed unfit, their dreams of refuge shattered against the harsh reality. The unforgiving island looms, a stark reminder of survival's brutal cost and the price of disease. Irish immigrants shuffle onto American soil, their faces a mix of hope and trepidation as they leave the gangplank. The docks buzz with chaotic energy carriages clatter, vendors shout, and gulls cry, painting a vivid soundscape. Amidst the well-wishers, nativist Americans cast unwelcoming stares, their expressions hard and judgmental. The air vibrates with anticipation and anxiety as a new chapter begins for the hopeful immigrants. The streets of New York, a bustling facade hiding deep-seated prejudice. "No Irish need apply" signs glare from shop windows. Irish immigrants face stark discrimination. Squalid slums become their unwelcome homes. Hardship etches itself onto their faces. Dim light reveals a cramped slum apartment, shadows dancing on the walls, a haven for a family. Their faces, etched with hardship, shine with resilience, eyes sparkling with dreams of a brighter tomorrow. Worn furniture whispers tales of struggle, each piece a testament to their unwavering spirit. They share stories of their homeland, a narration echoes, memories painting vivid pictures of the past. Hope fills the meager space as they dream of a better future, their voices weaving a tapestry of aspirations. The seeds of resistance begin to sprout, a narration foretells, hinting at the battles yet to come. Under a relentless sun, Irish laborers dig canals in a malarial swamp, their faces slick with sweat. The air hangs heavy, thick with humidity and the stench of swamp, as they toil under harsh conditions. Their bodies strain, their movements mechanical, as they are treated worse than slaves. Each swing of the shovel echoes in the vast, unforgiving landscape, a testament to their suffering. Lanterns cast shadows on faces etched with hardship in the dimly lit Boston bar. Murmurs fill the smoky air as Irish immigrants share tales of loss and longing. Glasses clink, a symphony of shared trauma echoing through the room. A fervor ignites, fueled by the burning desire for retribution. In hushed tones, they begin to organize, plotting their path to revenge. A dimly lit room, thick with smoke, sets the stage for a clandestine Fenian Brotherhood meeting. Rough tables and determined faces fill the room. Irish revolutionaries united in secrecy. The air crackles with fervent energy, a shared zeal igniting the spirit of rebellion. Bundles of money are exchanged, fueling the fight for independence back in Ireland. Each gleam in their eyes reflects a unified purpose, a burning desire for freedom. The weight of their mission hangs heavy, a silent vow etched on every face. British soldiers patrol the narrow Irish streets, their presence a stark symbol of occupation. From doorways, the Irish watch, their faces masks of resentment and quiet defiance. Tension hangs heavy in the air, an unspoken challenge to the occupying force. Whispers of revolution stir, carried from distant shores to this ancient land. The seeds of rebellion sprout in the hearts of the Irish, watered by years of oppression. Sunlight paints the cathedral's interior with vibrant colors, illuminating the hopeful faces of Irish immigrants. Rough hands build a magnificent cathedral, a testament to their unwavering faith and resilience in a new land. The immigrants gather their children, their whispers filled with promises of a free Ireland. This cathedral stands as a beacon, a symbol of their enduring hope amidst hardship. The Irish countryside unfolds in a panoramic view, fields scarred yet showing hopeful signs of green. Empty homes dot the hillsides, silent witnesses to the desolation left by the famine. The air hangs still, the eerie silence a heavy shroud over the wounded land. A landscape of hardship, where nature's resilience battles against the scars of history. In a cramped, dimly lit census office, clerks meticulously record data in large, worn ledgers. The staggering numbers of the dead and emigrated cast a pall of unspoken grief over the room. Each stroke of the pen etches a story of loss into the annals of history. Dust motes dance in the dim light, each a silent witness to the overwhelming sorrow. The village bursts with life, Gaelic melodies filling the air as children play among thatched cottages. A storyteller captivates his audience, his voice weaving ancient tales with dramatic flair. Mothers softly hum lullabies, the gentle melodies blending with the village's vibrant sounds. Ireland flourishes before the famine, a testament to the richness of its culture and spirit. The air is thick with the scent of peat fires, hinting at a bountiful harvest on the horizon. A desolate panorama unfolds. Rotting potato fields stretch endlessly, a grim testament to despair in 1847. The air hangs heavy with the cloying stench of decay, a suffocating blanket over the famine-stricken land. Gaunt figures emerge from the haze, their bodies skeletal, their faces, etched with hopelessness, tell a story of starvation and relentless suffering. They wander aimlessly, ghosts in a landscape of death, their spirits broken by the cruel hand of fate. A lone candle dances, shadows stretching across the cottage walls, illuminating a family's desperate huddle. The father's gaunt face is illuminated, a weak cough escaping his lips as his breath rattles within. The mother embraces her children, her face etched with worry, fear lurking behind a fragile smile. "Everything will be all right, Moquai. We will get through this," she whispers in Gaelic, hope strained. "Tha mi skith. I am so tired," the father murmurs in Gaelic, his weariness filling the small cottage. A lifeless body rests in the dirt of a desolate ditch, unseen and forgotten. In the year 1850, a lone census taker marks the grim location, a silent witness to a life now ended. The camera lingers on calloused hands, a testament to years of toil, now still and cold. Each line, etched into the skin, tells a story of hardship, now silenced by death. The ditch whispers secrets of struggle, a final resting place far from peace. An unnerving silence blankets the scene, amplifying the stark reality of a life extinguished. Inside the grim workhouse, despair hangs heavy as men and women are starkly separated. Faces are devoid of hope, reflecting the oppressive dehumanization of the institution. A young boy's cries echo, a desperate plea for his mother lost in the crowd. No one can offer comfort, their own spirits crushed beneath the weight of the grim reality. The workhouse stands as a stark monument to lost souls and broken dreams. Under the sun, a wealthy landlord stands, his gaze sweeping over his expansive estate with evident pride. His eyes reflect the golden light, mirroring the prosperity and power he commands. A subtle smile graces his lips, a testament to the satisfaction he derives from his dominion. The vast lands stretch out before him, a visible embodiment of his wealth and influence. Under a merciless sun, crowbar brigades advance, tearing through homes with brutal efficiency. Families stand by, their faces etched with despair as their homes are destroyed before their eyes. Homes splinter and lives shatter, the ancestral lands forever scarred. Dust fills the air, a suffocating shroud over the ravaged land. The chaotic symphony of destruction echoes the loss and displacement. Hope fades as the relentless demolition continues. A heartbreaking scene unfolds. The ship's hold reeks of sickness. Gaunt faces peer from the darkness, the air thick with despair and the stench of the dying. Packed like sardines, Irish emigrants huddle together, their eyes hollow, reflecting the flickering lantern's dim light. Shadows dance on damp wooden walls, mirroring the despair etched on the faces of the weary travelers. Ragged coughs echo through the ship, a mournful symphony of illness and fading hope filling the suffocating air. A miasma of sweat and tears hangs heavy, a palpable shroud of sorrow enveloping the doomed vessel. 1855 New York, a city surging to life, built by the hands of Irish immigrants seeking fortune and a new beginning. Amidst the chaos, Irish immigrants work with tireless dedication, shaping the city's destiny. Brick by brick, beam by beam, their labor echoes with the promise of a future forged in America. The air buzzes with construction hammers ring, wood crashes, wagons rumble, a symphony of ambition. Through it all, the lilting cadence of Irish accents weaves through the sound, a testament to their spirit. The Irish pub pulses with life as immigrants raise their voices in joyous song, their faces flushed with warmth and camaraderie. Laughter echoes amidst the lively crowd as patrons stomp their feet. Gathered in circles, they share tales of their homeland, their eyes sparkling with fond remembrance and longing. The aroma of beer mingles with the scent of nostalgia, creating an atmosphere of boisterous celebration. In the heart of New York, a piece of Ireland thrives, a haven from the hardships of their new lives. Dim light reveals a smoke-filled room, the air thick with anticipation. Hardship and resolve etch the faces of the Irish immigrants. Eyes burn with fierce determination, a united front against injustice. They gather to forge a path from New York to Ireland. The room crackles with passion, a spark igniting a powerful movement. In his opulent London mansion, the aged landlord settles into a plush armchair, gaslight casting shadows around him. Heavier with age, he unfolds a letter, the expensive furnishings reflecting his wealth and status. As he reads, his brow furrows, a flicker of unease briefly crossing his face. The flickering gaslight dances, mirroring the landlord's growing unease as he absorbs the letter's contents. Shadows lengthen, emphasizing the gravity of the news conveyed in the letter. In a sun-drenched Irish field, young faces etched with determination gather, their voices hushed yet firm. They practice the ancient Gaelic words, each syllable a step towards cultural revival. The air vibrates with hope, a collective desire to break the silence haunting their land. United, they stand against the horizon, their voices rising in a symphony of resilience and renewal. A panoramic vista unfolds, the Irish countryside lush, bearing silent witness to a resilient past. Vibrant green fields stretch towards the horizon, a testament to life's enduring strength. Faint scars mark the land, whispers of famine etched into the emerald tapestry. The wind carries echoes of Gaelic, a melodic reminder of deep roots. Sunlight bathes the rolling hills, casting long shadows that dance with history. Resilience blooms from the fertile earth, a vivid defiance of hardship.
By 1852, the potato blight had subsided in Ireland. The landscape was scarred with abandoned homes. A pervasive sense of loss marked the Irish countryside. Phytophthora infestans, a microscopic mold, caused the blight. This event altered demographics and economies. Initially, famine was often attributed to divine will or supernatural causes. Scientists began using microscopes to investigate the true cause of the blight. Early researchers aimed to understand the nature of the famine scientifically. This marked a shift from religious explanations to empirical investigation. Clergyman Miles Berkeley studied the white dust on potato leaves. He proposed the dust caused potato rot, not a symptom. This was a groundbreaking hypothesis at the time. Berkeley challenged prevailing scientific beliefs. Initially, the scientific community dismissed his insights. Later, research validated Berkeley's initial hypothesis. Anton de Bary, a German botanist, identified Phytophthora infestans' life cycle. His work was crucial in understanding the cause of plant diseases. De Bry's research marked a turning point in plant pathology. This discovery paved the way for modern plant disease study and control. The Irish tragedy led to key advancements in agricultural science. Fungicides were developed to combat crop diseases. Agricultural safeguards were created to protect food supplies. These innovations aimed to prevent future widespread crop failures. The result is more stable and secure food production systems. Supermarkets worldwide benefit from these safeguards, ensuring consistent food availability. Sir Robert Peel worked to repeal the Corn Laws, which protected British agriculture. The Corn Laws repeal was accelerated by famine conditions in Britain. Repealing the Corn Laws removed tariffs, lowering food prices. This action ushered in an era of global free trade policies. The need to feed a starving Ireland was a factor in the modern global trade system. This system facilitates the worldwide distribution of food resources. It allows food to be transported from surplus regions to areas in need. However, this interconnectedness also introduces vulnerabilities. Global events can disrupt supply chains, impacting food availability. Therefore, the system's efficiency is balanced against potential risks. Britain prioritized affordable food over domestic agricultural support. This strategy transformed Britain into a global manufacturing hub. The focus shifted towards international trade and industrial production. This reliance created dependence on global supply chains for resources. However, this dependence introduced new economic vulnerabilities and risks. Irish immigrants became a vital part of the American workforce. They played a key role in building America's infrastructure. Their labor contributed significantly to the nation's growth. Irish immigrants also gained political influence in major cities. This influence helped shape the urban landscape and policies. Irish American support was vital for Irish independence. This support spanned both political and financial domains. It played a crucial role in achieving independence later. This illustrates the concept of long-distance nationalism. Diaspora communities can significantly impact their homeland. Irish Americans preserve famine stories across generations. These narratives shape their identity and values. The collective memory fostered a strong desire for success. It also motivated them to seek security in America. Modern agriculture depends on monoculture, the practice of growing a single crop. Monoculture creates a vulnerability to widespread crop failure. This is similar to the Irish potato famine in the 1840s. Reliance on a single variety increases risk from pests and diseases. Modern crops like bananas, wheat, corn, and soy are highly optimized for yield. This optimization often leads to a reduction in genetic diversity within the crop. Reduced genetic diversity means less variation in traits among individual plants. The pursuit of efficiency can inadvertently compromise the crop's overall resilience. Crops become more vulnerable to diseases, pests, and environmental changes. The global food system, while efficient, faces vulnerabilities. New diseases can disrupt the food supply chain. Environmental changes also pose a significant threat. The Irish famine serves as a historical example of such disruptions. The Irish potato famine illustrates the risks of prioritizing market logic above human needs. It serves as a stark reminder of the ethical considerations in economic policy. The famine highlights the inherent dangers associated with monoculture farming practices. Monoculture increases vulnerability to widespread crop failure due to disease. Systemic vulnerability can exacerbate crises, leading to devastating consequences. Natural disasters can trigger crises, but they are not the sole cause of famines. Human decisions and actions significantly influence the severity of such tragedies. The Great Hunger serves as a stark reminder of this interplay. Understanding past failures is crucial for preventing future catastrophes. By learning from history, we can mitigate the impact of future disasters.